Hey there, thanks for joining us at the Rabbit Hole of Research, where you'll learn a few facts that you can impress your friends with at a party. Hey, welcome back to the Rabbit Hole of Research, the mini, here down in the basement studio. You've got me, Joe.
Yeah, I got Nick.
We've got Nick. We've got
Georgia.
We've got Georgia.
But Nick's not in the basement studio.
Well, Nick is not in the basement studio. He's not usually here for the minis.
See how he's
Yeah.
You're misrepresenting yourself.
Work from home. What do you think this
I get to work from home one day a week.
Work from home. Oh, boy. Yeah, last episode was the Planetary Defense. We had guest on with us, Charles Blue.
Very good episode.
Yeah, very good episode. He talked about his tabletop exercises that simulate responses to near-Earth objects, NEOs, what we would do if a giant asteroid was approaching Earth on a collision course. And it did not include sending a bunch of 60-year-olds up on the last hurrah mission.
But if anyone was going to be sent, I would want it to be 60-year-olds.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know what?
If we're going to do it.
Now that 60-year-olds, that sounds young
that's the new 20 now.
Compared to some people.
Yeah. But that was a great episode.
That?
It was a great episode.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just moving along. I don't know what you guys are talking about here. Yeah, it was really fun. So you guys got anything you want to add to that? Or people should go listen to it and check it out.
I do have to say that I have a correction to make.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Bruce Willis had passed. It has been brought to my attention that he is still alive.
I mean, that's because Bruce Willis dies hard, man. Come on. You know that.
Exactly. I don't know why. I thought he passed last year. That was a mistake on my end.
Yeah.
I'd like to apologize to the Willis family.
I didn't think of it because I thought you were just saying about his medical condition, his mental decline, and he can no longer communicate via speech. And so that's what I thought you were referring to. Not that he actually passed, but he was no longer in full capacity of his health. But
no, I think after that, I kind of just, that's where my brain made the jump, where I was like, he passed, obviously.
Bruce Willis.
No one makes it through things.
Well, there you go. You're right. Georgia, you got any corrections? I have no corrections.
Not that I know of, but I'm sure there's probably a few things I probably should have corrected.
I would like to think
Can I bring out the list?
Yeah.
I was hoping somebody else would let me know what that was.
Yeah, we just have some hand waving it away. I want to highlight from the episode, Charles Blue, our guest. One of the things he's doing, I put the link on, is the first LightCon, and it's really exciting. It's going to be the world's first science and engineering fandom convention, trying to bring that to y'all in 2027. And unlike other conventions where science is and at the end of that episode, if you listen, he hinted at this, but now I think it's got some real momentum. And the idea is that most conventions, Dragon Con, C2E2, Mars Con, which are great cons, but the science usually afterthought. And you have scientists like myself or Charles, science communicators, go and then we participate on
panels.
A scientist? Yes. Not only I try my best. And so the idea here is that to have science be the main focus and then the fandom, like our podcast a little bit, that the science sometimes, as Georgia pointed out on the episode, we try to be science forward and bring in our pop culture. And yeah, super exciting. I think maybe here in Chicago might be the home of that, at least for the 2027.
And hopefully the Rabbit Hole can participate.
We'll make the cut.
Be there and
I know.
kind of support. And it's a really great. So yeah, keep your ears and eyes on the podcast and the newsletter, and we'll bring more about that. I think it's a really great project.
Yeah, we'll make sure we post about it, and we want to make sure we support it.
Yep.
Science and stuff.
Yep.
I think that's come out in the last few episodes that we've done, is just like how you could really geek out about science. And of course the space travel, the
Artemis, and
how that was like that feeling of awe about, but just in general,
Yeah.
100%.
Being curious.
Like, it's we try to make it an easy beacon into getting into science by using the pop culture and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Then
sometimes you don't even need the pop culture. The science is. You
That's
know
right.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
no.
The science
just go. The
by
science is
itself.
it.
So
Mhm.
I guess that's kind of what the idea is.
Yep.
You know,
You go down a rabbit hole, and before you know it, you're talking about epigenetics and gene modification and
CRISPR.
Basically,
and
we're
black
saying
holes
just
and
listen to our podcast. You know, you're already here. You just listen to it.
just go through. And speaking of podcasts, we will be hosting or being hosted by the Lake County Public Library in Maryville, Indiana, talking about DIY podcasting this Saturday, May 23rd.
Right. That's in Maryville.
Wait, it's this Saturday?
This Saturday.
Oh my gosh, Nick.
I forget the time. Is it 1?
It's 1 o'clock.
1 p.m. Yeah.
And
Central Time.
We'll probably be recording some of
We might
that. So maybe that'll be something that we can offer something about.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll have that. You can listen to it and
We'll see how it
hear
goes
what we
first.
say. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, we might not.
No promises.
We
You
might
may
have
never
that
hear
at the
from
start
it.
out.
And I hope that nobody brings like tomatoes or
Yeah. Why would they bring in tomatoes?
especially canned tomatoes. Like they don't throw that at us.
What is this, the Muppet Show? What are you talking
No,
about?
I was
What year are we in?
right.
I was thinking more Roadhouse, but
We're not doing stand-up.
Roadhouse. Yeah, I mean,
What?
Jeez
although
Louise.
Roadhouse, they threw the bottles.
What happens at the Lake County Public Library? I mean, libraries are supposed to be calm,
No,
relaxing.
they're rough crowd there.
You know what? If they're not happy with what we're saying, it could be a riot.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like I need to set up some material for myself.
I know, right? Yeah, could bring some armor. Maybe a less rowdy crowd. I want to say that I'll be at the Con Carolinas starting May 29th to May 31st. And that's down in Charlotte, North Carolina. So it'll be a lot of fun. I have a bunch of panels. My schedule just came out. I'll be talking about medical science, fact versus fiction, putting the science in your sci-fi. And I'm even on an After Dark panel, superpowers in the bedroom.
Oh,
I have no...
How did you qualify for that?
Hey.
On that topic real quick.
Jeez Louise.
Did you see that
I'm
Sex Crimes is
teasing,
getting a movie?
I
Or
did
TV
see
show?
that. See, I know. That's one of my
I
favorite
think I sent that to you,
graphic
didn't I?
novels. Yeah.
I don't know that graphic novel.
Yeah, it's the one where when you have an orchid.
He's talked about it a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Oh, I didn't know that was the
Yes,
name of
okay.
it. Sorry.
And then I'm doing the dark side of science, licking rocks and living in a science fiction world, fantasy zoo. And if you could live in any sci-fi universe.
Wow.
That should be a fun one.
These
Yeah, so
are
I got
all-
some fun panels I'll be on.
Yeah.
So if you guys are down in the Charlotte area, come and say
Some
hi.
ideas for episodes.
That's right. Yeah, no, that'd be fun. And maybe some guests coming to y'all.
How many panels is that? That's a lot of panels in a
it's
short time.
At least 3.
It's 3 on Friday and then 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday. So yeah,
Whoa, they're getting a lot of.
yeah, usually 7 is
lot
what
of
I usually
work
do
out
when
of
I
you.
go to these type of conventions, and so I got enough time I can enjoy other people's panels and then say hi.
And have you been to this con before?
My first time my first time to Charlotte. So if Charlotte fans listening to this podcast, come say hi and tell me what's cool to do. I'll go check it out. I got some North Carolina friends, so that should
There
be fun.
you go.
Yeah, so that's it. Clean up a few things. A couple weeks ago when Freak was on the Splatterpunk episode, then we Slay the Lake happened, and we actually went to Wisconsin to the Final Girl Bar, which is super cool. Go check it out. They're really supportive of the arts and LGBTQ authors and writers and events, so really cool place. But we actually there was a Von Rung, a writer, typewriter, poet, and performer, was there, and they actually did a poem for us. So they had their typewriter, and you give them a topic and your name and things. They write this poem, and I asked them if I could read it to y'all so you could share in this. It was really cool. We'll hang this up in the studio, so if you ever come visit, you can see it. A salvo fragment for the Rabbit Hole of Research podcast. Have you ever considered the scientific basis for telepathy? Or if vampires existed, what their genetic code would look like? Then, friend, you have found your home. Dive down the rabbit hole. Down there you'll find a strange biome, abandoned lighthouses, and neon-colored mold. Time warps like a Doppler, and Edith horrors unfold, and will attempt to crack the code. So,
Very good, very good.
Very nice. That sums it up. Yeah. I thought that felt like...
I felt like I was in the middle of a Jeff Vandermeer.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Novel.
Yeah, Jeff Vandermeer. Yeah. Like, Jeff Vandermeer is an author.
You know,
Annihilation.
Oh.
Didn't it remind, gave that kind of vibes, I thought.
Yeah, it did.
I liked
the lighthouse and abundant.
Yeah.
We're cracking the code. And
yeah,
no, I thought that was super fun. So, very nice. Thank you. That was well worth it. A fun time. And speaking of fun time, we've ended a show, Mayfest at Blue Island. And we saw some of y'all that listened to the show, came out, supported us. It was great seeing you, as always. We had a fun time.
It was a really good time. Absolutely.
It was a great day. A little windy, but, John Street's Alliance was one of the sponsors. John is really good and friendly to artists. So if you're an artist of any type, you should look him up and get involved, because he puts on great shows around the Chicagoland area. And as always, we had our podcast equipment there. Mm-hmm. And we asked some questions. We had 2 questions for people to answer. Would you live on Mars, or would you live in a lava tube?
Non-active lava tube.
A non-active, I had to explain that, because people...
That does sound really dangerous.
There was a lot of questions about that one.
Yep. But yeah, let's hear what people had to say. And there was a New Orleans style marching band.
It was awesome.
Called the Rabbit Hole.
Was it called the Rabbit?
Yeah, because he talked about rabbits.
No, I thought it was called something else, but he was really into rabbits.
Oh, and they weren't called Rabbit Hole?
You know what? I have the card upstairs, but he also is one of the people to talk.
He did say, he talked about rabbits.
So we'll just keep an ear out for what the name of it is. But it was awesome.
Hey, welcome back to the Rabbit Hole of Research down here at Mayfest in Blue Island, May 9th, 2026. We are feeling good. We're all set up at our booth, and we can't wait to chat with y'all. We have 2 exciting questions today. One is, would you move to Mars? And the other question is, would you live in a lava tube underground? Can't wait to chat with y'all. Peace. Or as Nick would say, bye.
This is Meg, and I would move to Mars. It just sounds nice up there. Give it a shot.
My name is Yuvia, and would you live in a lava tube underground? I would say, yeah, why not? I feel like you need to try new things, and I think that was a new thing for me, so I would say yeah.
Awesome.
My name's Amy, and I don't think I would move to Mars because I like being able to go outside and not die.
My name is Adolfo. So would you move to Mars, or would you live in a lava tube underground? Oof. I think I would live in a lava tube underground. Yeah, for sure. All right.
Hi, my name is Liz. Would I move to Mars? Yes. Views would be beautiful, and it's all climate controlled, which I'm a big fan of.
Oh, Nicole. And I would live in a lava tube because it was my last chance.
Hello, my name's Lisette Leon. Would I live in a lava tube underground? The answer is yes. Yes, I would. I'd rather not risk being on the Earth's surface. Yep.
My name's Bradley, and if I would rather move to Mars or live in a lava tube underground, I think I would rather live in the lava tube. Mars just seems so far out still. Lava tubes, decommissioned, I think I can get down with. I'm a lighting technician, so I'll figure out a way to bring some space and, light it up down there. It'll be all good. Lava tube's way better. Yeah.
Oh, my name's John. I would probably go lava tube just because you mentioned Matrix Rave, and that just seems like a hell of a time. So it's something about Mars freaks me out.
My name is Blake Crawford. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. And the question I'm answering is, would you move to Mars? Honestly, I wouldn't. I couldn't see myself living in a desert. I think that just looks terrible. Also, there's no trees or no green. This is all red. That's like living in the worst part of Nevada. You know what I mean? So I'm not really a big fan of that. Thank you so much.
My name is Chris. No, I'm not moving to Mars now. There's no stuff there. A total recall Mars, maybe. No other Mars seems appealing. Would you live in a lava tube underground? Only the Legend of Zelda 64 Ocarina of Time, because there's Gorgons and those guys seem pretty dope.
My name's Kim. I would definitely not move to Mars. I've watched too much media. There's too much unknown and no colonization. I would definitely live in a lava tube underground. I just feel that's a safer bet because you said that it was a non-active and consider myself a bit of a prepper, so I think I could.
I am Julian Esparza, and the question I want to talk about is, would you move to Mars? I think it would be fun to move to Mars. I think it's a little bit different from, of course, here on Earth. I think I would like to see the difference in, I guess, the gravity and the difference. If Earth fails, maybe there's life on Mars. So I feel like that would be the question I would ask myself. Would I be able to live on Mars? And that's about it, yeah.
My name is Sherry. Would you move to Mars? I have just finished reading the book The Martian, and no, I would not move to Mars. It seems like a lot of work.
Hi, my name is Mike Smith. That is my real name. I am from Chicago, Illinois, and I would like to tell you something about rabbits. There is an event called the Billion Bunny March, which is a real event, and it attracts a lot of animal control and carrots and people in crazy costumes. And the band that I'm in was the official band for the Billion Bunny March for many years. And it was a really good time. I would suggest anybody, and we made friends eventually with animal control. They tried to cast a huge net on us. There was like 200 or 250 of them. But they couldn't, you can't stop that many rabbits no matter what. It was like the furriest little cuddly fun bunch. And we hope to bring the Billion Bunny March. We want to bring it in small versions everywhere, including to Chicago. We have it's called BunnyCon. It's a pub crawl on Good Fridays. So if you're in Chicago on Good Friday, you can count on a great rabbit hole, BunnyCon, carrots, everything you would want in an Easter March. We could bring it to Mars. We would love to take it to outer space, the Billion Bunny March. There's certainly enough rabbits. If you need to populate outer space, I think rabbits and cockroaches. I think we'll have enough population for the whole Mars. And thank you guys for having these incredible zines and artwork that's made out of woodcuts and real homemade DIY cool artwork. This is exactly the kind of roots culture that I love about Chicago. And thank you for having such a good time with us today. I'm in the band Environmental Encroachment, Chicago, Illinois.
Hello, my name is Kathleen, and the question is, would I move to Mars or would I live in a lava tube underground? No, I'm going to stay here on Earth where God designed me to be. And I'm with the Blue Island Stray Dog Project, and we're on Facebook at Blue Island Stray Dog Project, and we're on Instagram at BI Strays. We help dogs who are found loose in this city. We get them homes, we feed them, we care about them, we get them homes, medical care, the whole nine. Please follow us on social media. Thanks.
Okay, would I move to Mars? If Donald Trump is still in office, yes.
My name is Sharon Powers, and the question is, would you move to Mars? And I would. I would rather move to Mars than live in a lava tube underground, because I'm thinking I'd have a little more room to space out. I didn't really, no pun intended, but, to go outside and enjoy the world and to see the stars and all that good stuff.
Hey, we're back here.
Some great comments. Some
great comments. Yeah, very interesting, lively
comments.
Yeah.
And if you didn't catch the name of the band, it's Environmental Encroachment, the Magic Circus Band, unique entertainment, music, costumes, acrobatics, and raw.
Oh, you're reading the whole card.
Energy.
I know, yeah. Well, you can tell how I got confused when he talked about rabbits and
lots of rabbits.
He went all about the rabbits and rabbits on Mars and all sorts of stuff. So
yes,
very, very
pro rabbits.
Yeah. So that was fun. I always enjoy the live events and bringing the little recorder and capturing people, getting them interested in the science. And they're usually a little hesitant, but then we kind of, hey, come on, you could do it. And Nick was out there handing out cards and getting people to come in and do it.
He handed all the bookmarks that you had.
I did. So really fun. So great.
To do, talk to people and do things.
Great time. Looking forward to next year. It's always a fun time. The Mayfest. We've been to all 5. So looking forward to 2027.
Dang.
Something, I guess this might be science to science hole segment, segue into the.
And sometimes it's more than one.
It is more science holes. But this one kind of tethers to the planetary defense. Usually I give the list and I talk about the references and fiction that may tether to the topic. And since this one was about planetary defense, asteroids, and things crashing to Earth, I had the earliest examples, and I think it was like H.G. Wells and the comet, W.E.B. Du Bois, in the 20s. And I think Nick said Greek, and I said no. So it wasn't Greek, but 1308, 1314, a little ditty was written, Dante's Inferno. And so a paper came out by Timothy Burberry, and he said, although Dante was not a scientist, he was one of the first persons in history to think through the physical effects of a large mass slamming into the earth at high speed. And in Dante's vision, the devil's size and velocities are such that when he lands, i.e. the devil, he instantly creates hell, a massive circular terrace crater that reaches to the center of the earth. And he's speculating that Dante was talking about the devil is so big, crashing down onto earth like an asteroid, it would cause all this destruction and crater and create hell on earth, which would probably happen if an asteroid hit at that time for whoever's on earth. And just to put this in perspective, the modern study of meteors was not firmly established until the 19th century. And that's what we talked about in the episode. So even some of those early stories, we talked about Halley's Comet and the fear. I think Charles brought up like cyanide was found seen spectroscopically in the gas cloud behind Halley's Comet, and people thought it was going to poison everyone. So you had all these phenomena that were still being understood in the late 1800s. So this was 500 years or so before that when Dante's Inferno was written. It was 1833. That was the first kind of meteor shower that was studied, that astronomers realized that meteors were astronomical events. So, yeah, so that might be, we can push it back. Maybe Dante's Inferno was the first kind of fictional account of a meteor and asteroid impact on Earth. So, yeah, so I thought that was cool. Just quickly, because we got long episodes, we did a few fun things. One of the things I saw, and I just thought it was really fun, it was a research presented at Digestive Disease Week. And that was earlier this month in May in Chicago.
You might want to go to.
Yeah, right. And it was smart underwear tracks farts in real time. And
I don't know what to fucking say about that one.
Were you part of this research study? Or the idea was currently.
No, he has dumb underwear.
He has dumb underwear.
I only lick rocks. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, he doesn't. And so currently, kind of the idea that there's no way to objectively measure continuous gas production in the gut for lactose intolerance or other digestive conditions. And that limits researchers learning about the connection between gut metabolism and these symptoms. So Brantley Hall, a gut microbiome researcher at the University of Maryland, and a microbiome, just for folks, that's all of the microorganisms, bacteria, bacteriophages that make up our gut, that live in our intestines to help process food, digest, control metabolism, things like that. And there's a lot of research that your gut microbiome is important to your overall health. So
it's
really,
like
really
a second
fascinating.
brain.
Yes, and
So, Joe,
the entire nervous system, your gut has. Go ahead.
I find it so funny that you chose this one because the one I chose also has to do with the stomach.
Any smart underwear has a gas sensor, that attaches to the inside of the underwear. And the researchers found that people with lactose intolerance fart much more than they think. It was a new insight in how people perceive their own
Or
flatulence.
maybe admit.
And a continuous mission to monitor gut metabolism, which could help scientists better understand gastrointestinal conditions like irritable bowel syndrome. So I thought that was really interesting.
I think we talked about doing a digestion.
We did,
episode.
yeah. I think season 4 we'll have to maybe
and maybe we can reach out to somebody at this
Brantley Hall was at the University of Maryland.
See if we can get ourselves a pair of those underwear for all of us.
We can test it. We can test it out. So,
I wonder if they're comfortable.
Probably not.
I don't know how to censor how big. I mean, you're right. I don't know. I didn't see a picture of this, so maybe we got to do a little more
research.
But no, it's fun. I mean, a lot of these sensors now, because of the size and what they can do. I mean, this just goes to how we're really investigating and interrogating our biological systems. And there was another paper. Maybe Nick, you said you had something related to the gut, or I don't want to spend too much time. I mean, we're getting a little long, but
yeah, I'll make this one quick. I'll do a summary. It's monkeys that are eating mud to avoid upset stomachs from tourist junk food.
Oh wow!
And so these monkeys are in highly populated areas, and anytime they're eating the chips or the chocolate or ice cream, whatever the tourists and locals give them, they end up eating mud to help create a barrier or get the minerals that they need in their micro.
Right? Probably in their microbiome too. Probably.
Yeah.
And then
eating the
mud is digestible for monkeys.
I don't know if it's digested or it passes through, right?
It passes through. It
helps. It's kind of like dogs eating grass, right? When they're upset, like their stomach, you notice they'll try to eat grass and stuff.
Right.
That's what it means.
Yeah. No, I can see that.
That was something that they watched for 2 years, and it's anytime a monkey's eating that stuff, they're eating mud too. And if the tourist season was lowered, they wouldn't be eating the mud as often.
Interesting, right?
And it was like, that's
maybe we all need to eat some mud to help us with our terrible diet.
Your microbiome.
Our terrible American diet.
No, please, you can eat some kimchi, some kombucha, yogurt, things that have fermented foods are what humans should eat. The Red Bull research does not recommend people eating mud.
They actually say that humans around the world eat soil, particularly pregnant women in parts of Africa, Asia, and South America, where it is consumed to help with nausea, geez Louise, or to provide critical minerals.
I can see the minerals, yes. I mean, that part I can see.
Don't listen to Joe. Go ahead and eat some dirt.
Don't eat
probably
dirt,
not
please.
America because we've got a lot of pesticides.
Yeah, there's lead. You're right.
Trash in there.
It depends on where you're getting the mud.
Yeah, probably right. I'm saying just don't go out.
There's more research.
Go to the forest,
needs
dig a
to
hole.
I
eat
know.
some once you're in there a little bit.
I'm going to disclaim this, the Red Bull research.
We are not condoning
let's not eat
right?
just random muds. But yeah, you probably don't.
Make your own.
You probably don't have to freak out about it. I know people with kids, they want them to be really clean, but I think there's a lot of research on the same idea about digging in dirt, being around animals, things like that. It helps with preventing allergies and being allergic to different foods and different environmental factors. So there's something about that.
Because it's something about exposure. If you're never exposed to certain things.
Especially when you're young. I think that's when your body is still developing.
It really depends on where, though. Because
I think Denmark was... Oh, sorry, Jordan.
I was just going to say, environmentally, there can be some very hazardous...
Well, there's carcinogens, teratogens, lead, things like that, heavy metals.
So depending on where the kids are playing.
Yeah, and then we're going to have episodes on that where we talk about different things and environmental factors, but you're absolutely right.
What were you going to say?
I did see somewhere that Denmark was switching their plastic parks over to wood parks with dirt, mud as the bottom, and it's actually already started to improve the children's health.
Oh, wow. Really good.
Antibodies of everything.
Yeah.
That was a really cool thing that they just put out there recently.
No, I think it's important, and it's something that, especially more industrialized and living in cities, you get away from kind of those activities. But no, it's nice. Got the garden, get the kids out, digging in dirt, getting a little dirty. It's good for them. Yeah. The only other one I had, which is really interesting, and this is, we've been running a few minis. If people go back, I think from this episode, a few minis, Nick and I, we got in Georgia, we kind of had to hash out what small meant, and from small in imaging to, yeah, because this is, and then the next mini, then there was the whole newly discovered bacterial defense mechanism where it was using a protein to make DNA instead of usually you go DNA to protein is what we've been taught, and it's kind of dogma, and this system was actually doing the reverse, which was really fascinating. And there's another discovery that's coming out is this interstitial space. And so
you have 3 times fast.
Yes. We have 2 systems in our bodies that circulate fluids. One would be the lymphatic system, which kind of removes excess fluids from tissues. And that was discovered way back in 1622. And then just 6 years later, it was discovered the cardiovascular system, which pumps blood through our arteries, veins, and capillaries. So it's these 2 major systems for fluids. And the idea was that these 2 systems they're not connected. Like they act independent of each other and they go. And so it was in 2021 that some scientists, researchers, they were looking at skin of people with tattoos, and they saw in the biopsies that the ink particles had traveled deeper into the body than they expected if you have 2 different systems. And they said, and they realized that this travel was through the skin and this interstitial space beneath it. And so the space is like a connective material that was connecting these kind of layers there. And so this was a big surprise, and it has a lot of implications for our health, because understanding this kind of interstitial space, it can allow pathways between organs, allowing fluids, cells, molecules to move between them before re-entering the lymphatic and cardiovascular system. So a space in between. And scientists are calling this large interconnected network the interstitium, which is probably even harder to say 3 times. And one of the really fascinating things is that in other organisms, in particular plants, which people always think are lower and less complex than humans, but this is how it's been known that their system passing fluids and things, that they have this kind of interstitial space that functions to actually transport materials between different parts of the plant. And so in some ways, and the headline was that, and this is that, I knew it, we're all plants. And so a lot of people are saying this interstitial space might be a primitive.
It seems like
vascular
opens up a whole new area of study.
Indeed it does, yeah. So really exciting. And the space has existed maybe through evolution, that this isn't a new human thing. This is actually maybe a primitive system of how
so
you would,
something that we didn't understand.
Right. So really, that was really exciting. So I like that, because I think, Nick's, your whole point in that episode was, do we understand everything about our physiology and things like that and how cells work? And I said, no, I don't think we do. We don't understand everything, and there's still things to learn.
And that's a pretty big thing.
And this is a big one, right? Our anatomy, right? And and I think there's episodes where we're going to touch on this later in the season. Women's health in particular, I think we're going to touch on that in a few episodes, and how little that research has been done, and disabilities, things like that. So yeah, it's just exciting. And this is current. This is new. This is today. So people, and you might not have seen these stories. I'm going to put the link to the article. There's a nice New York Times article about this research, and they got graphics and stuff. So I'm going to throw that in the show notes, and y'all can check it out. You can.
So the lesson I'm learning from this is more tattoos, right?
More tattoos. That's right. Look at tattoos and research.
I mean, yeah. I'll gladly get more.
Don't
twist my
arm,
Joe.
I don't have any tattoos, so maybe I have to get a
Should we go get a tattoo together?
I got to get a rabbit hole of research tattoo.
I know a place we can go.
Let's do it. Let's get a rabbit hole of research tattoos.
Nice.
Georgia, are you getting one?
Sure.
There it is. Nice. You heard it here.
we are all getting tattoos, and we will post them online.
That's nice.
I'm sure that's going to get people excited.
Yeah. No, this is cool. This interstitial space is it's really neat. I was fascinated by it. Just how long? I mean, you think 1622, 1628. That's when the two major systems, lymphatic and cardiovascular, was identified and learned. And now 400 some years later, we
find the in-between.
Right, the in-between.
So wild.
Yeah. And that's like imaging tools. All our tools are being developed, and the research that goes in the public funding of research leads to these types of things, which will have real health and scientific outcomes for the betterment of people. So I think Charles, that was another thing in that episode.
If you can keep
he made
people
a plea about that.
curious.
That's right, curious and understanding the world
Problem
around
solving.
them, and that we haven't figured it all out. That's the issue. People think science is at its end, but really we might be, at our beginning in terms of what we're learning and understanding. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're still surface level. There's so much more.
Right. Yeah.
So much.
No, it's really cool. So, yeah, we'll keep you to science holes.
The science hole.
And yeah, if you guys
I don't
got
know if there
questions
was
out
any
there,
comments or anything that we didn't address, or
not that I have. You had something though from a fan, I believe.
I got a nice piece of artwork from Alex, and it's celebrating libraries and librarians.
Yeah, what you are.
Oh,
yeah, so very nice, and it even says "Georgia, you rock," which is so sweet.
Yeah.
So
Aww.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So
You'll have to post that
I
on
will.
the
I will. We're running out of space here where Joe has.
in the basement studio.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, we'll put a picture. We'll post it. Yeah, fans,
I
you
just
got
heard blah, blah, blah,
comments. You got comments, questions, episode ideas, send it our way. I know Alex has. We've gotten other questions about some of the episodes, and yeah, it's been fun joining the conversation. So we love it.
Yes, thank you for commenting and talking about us to your friends. Please continue that. So we have, we'll do this whether you listen or not, but
Yeah.
it gives a little bit more incentive.
It's much more fun if you actually listen. Yep. Cool. I think that's.
Did you guys want to cover anything media that you guys have watched and consumed?
No, we're watching that Widows on Apple TV. And it's, of course, being released once a week. So there's only 3 episodes so far.
Or 4.
Or maybe 4.
Yep.
How do you guys like it?
Yep.
Oh, it's so good.
Really nice,
it
yeah.
has a very Stephen King quality to it. Like Stephen King mixed with the Twin Peaks kind of quality.
I think a couple of minis ago I said The Fog because it had that reference. But that kind of creepy old town,
but
secret,
kind of fun, like kind of a quirky.
Yep, in it. So no, really fun. And then we're still in the middle of For All of Mankind. I think we're making our way almost to the end.
It's almost over.
We finished Daredevil Reborn.
So good.
Really good.
Watch the special little
Punisher episode.
Sure.
Yep. So we got that one, The Last Kill. So that was really
good.
Really fun. And that's gonna tease an episode. We're doing a disability and horror episode. That's gonna come in the end of September with Grace Daly as our guest, Bram Stoker nominee. We'll know by release the episode if she wins or not, because that's in June, StrokerCon. But yeah, it was really a great episode. And I thought about when we watched it, I was like, man, that would tether right into that episode. So I'm sure we'll talk about it again because it was a really getting into.
It was a very
kind of
emotional, very
PTSD kind of, and
very
just dealing
like
with that.
Showing how scarred of a human he is.
Right. They humanized it really well. Yeah. So that's kind of digging into those shows or finishing the shows.
I'm reading Pachinko, and I'm sorry, but I don't remember the author. Min Lee, I think. But it is so good. I'm only halfway through, but it's so really good.
Yeah.
How about you, Nick?
Well, I've been watching a lot of the shows that you guys have, the Daredevil, the Punisher. I started Severance.
Oh, wow.
I'm enjoying that.
Yeah. Very good.
How far are you in that?
Yeah.
Like 2 episodes.
Okay.
Very good.
No, it's really,
We got to do
really
a
good.
liminal space episode, maybe season 4. We're starting to think about season 4 if you're listening to this. So
I mean,
There's
if
so
you
much
think we can
there.
squeeze it in for when the Backrooms comes out,
yeah, I don't.
We'll try.
Season
That's
3 is
that's
packed.
coming up next week, I want to say.
Yeah.
No, not next week, is it?
No.
I think it
Oh,
is.
is it?
The end of May.
you're right. Yeah.
And
Really? Oh,
and Mandalorian's
Mandalorian's
next
coming
week.
out. Yep.
It's so many. And then I want to see that.
22nd. Day after my birthday.
I want to
See what
see.
I did
That's right, Mandalorian. Yeah, he's hint, hint.
I mean, I already said happy birthday to Joe like a week ago.
Like, what are you talking about? In your time machine.
Listen, guys, I
and
don't
then-
know what's going on. Space and time are combining.
Oh, have you seen the trailer for that movie called Obsession? Have you
No.
seen? Oh,
I know the writer-director because he used to do YouTube videos and
Oh,
shorts
it
that were
looks-
always really funny.
it looks really good.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to see that. And they did a really fun like marketing. Did you see like they did that?
Yes, the phone number for Nikki.
Yeah.
And she obsessively texts you, and yeah.
And also there
Very
was
cool.
this big billboard and it starts out with, oh, I love you, you know, and then they just keep adding like, did you get my text? And then this billboard just keeps adding more stuff to it. And anyway, I think that looks like a good one too.
Oh yeah, those two are going to be some heavy-hitting horror films for the year. Very excited for those.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Cool.
I think the last thing, did I say I was playing Borderlands 4?
No, you didn't
So I've been
mention it.
playing that lately.
Cool.
And Marvel Cosmic Invasion, which is like an arcade side scroller beat 'em up. Having
Nice.
a lot of fun with that.
My favorites.
Joe, I'm going to need you to get on that.
I know. I got to do that. I love side scrollers.
I don't,
yeah,
even,
they
I don't
just
even know what a
added 2
side
DLC
scroller
characters.
is.
That's my jam.
I don't even know what that is. But that's okay. You don't have to
That'll be
explain it
something
right
for
now.
Joe to tell you.
But
Maybe I'll
also,
leave it
did
for
you
you.
check out another game from? Not to be telling what you check out, but there was another game.
Oh, The Thing?
Yeah.
Yes. Thing remastered. I think I actually bought Joe the original copy of that, of the PS2, I want to say 2 years ago or so.
I don't think so.
Yes, I did. I definitely did.
It must still be at your house because you didn't.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Because I gave it to you
No,
when we
man.
were outside Fuzzy Line. 'Cause
No,
I had
I'm
found
telling.
it,
I'm
like-
telling you the truth. You didn't. I thought you said you
That
didn't.
does sound familiar,
He
Joe.
talked about it, but I don't have
Oh.
a PS2 game.
We don't have
No,
the.
I
You don't have
definitely
the.
got it for
No,
you.
no, I didn't get it, man.
You don't have the that kind
Yeah,
of
it would
console,
just be in a
right?
studio somewhere. I don't have it. I would probably just put it
Really?
up. Yeah, no, you didn't give it to me. It's still at your house.
Yeah,
Check
sure.
your truck.
Check my truck. Yeah, I don't want you put it in there. It's like Santa and the stockings.
No, I could have sworn I gave it to you outside
No.
of Fuzzy Line.
You didn't. I don't
No
think
way.
you did. Way, man.
I'm calling bull. I don't
Yeah, I don't have it. You didn't. We'll have to get back to
Maybe
that.
maybe I am in a different timeline. What is
You are,
going
yeah.
on?
That's Mandela Effect, man. Gaslighting me. Then I give it now. Yeah, you come to the studio all the time. You know what's here. It's not here.
I just assumed you never put it up.
No, well, I got all this other thing stuff.
Oh,
I don't know, man.
Yeah, you still have it. It's just in your house.
Well, this,
Okay,
this
let's-
we'll have to revisit.
Yeah. Let's let the fans go. What side you
Got a lot of
are?
editing to do.
What universe are you in? Nick gave Joe the thing game, PS2 game, or Nick did not give Joe the thing 2 game? All right. So with that, we're gonna say goodbye. Hope you enjoyed this mini.
Was it very
me,
small?
Joe. Yeah, you got me, Joe.
You got Nick.
We got Nick.
Georgia.
We got Georgia.
And we went down some hole.
We got holes. Y'all stay safe.